It's Dew Time with Pastor Steph.
Good morning, and good morning. Rise and shine. You're on with this Dew Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you all week? We had a fantastic week over here on this Dew Time with Pastor Steph. We started off Monday shaking the Monday morning blues with the Dew Time crew, and we talked about the reasons why a woman will keep giving and giving and giving, even though she may not get anything back. Now, it was kind of split. Because some of the stuff was like, hey, it was jaded, self-serving. And then the other stuff was like, could it really be like that? Could it really be somebody just keep on giving and giving and giving like that? Well, one of the things, they show love through their giving. And, some people do. They show you that they love you and they keep giving and giving and giving. And, sometimes it's not as innocent as it appears. No, there's something jaded about it. It's because they're trying to really buy your love. And, it's not a good thing. But hey, what are you going to do? They have low confidence. Well, a lot of this stuff is just childhood, born. And when your childhood is a certain way and you've learned to love a certain way or not love a certain way, it's stuff kind of manifests itself. So, we want to make sure that when we are showing quote unquote love, that we are really showing love. Because in all honesty, if your love is jaded, then guess what? You're not really loving. No, because God's love is not like that. So it's hard. It's definitely hard. I'm trying to get our switch tip for the week, and I have not located it. So Shanti's, go ahead and send me that. But we went to our Tuesday. Let's talk about a Tuesday. And how are we showing the world that we belong to God? There was that preacher. He was hitting hard, punching you in the stomach, giving you that uppercut. When he was saying, you've been sitting up in church all these years and there is no manifestation that you have God in you. You're going to have to step up your game. You're going to have to step up your game. You're going to have to get it right and make it happen. And it was hard-hitting. It was thought-provoking. It might hurt. But listen, you're going to have to take the good with the bad when God's word is coming across. All right. So we had the switch tip of the week. Stop coming into agreement with, and you fill in the blank. It was crazy. It was crazy because everything fell right in those parameters. Stop coming into agreement with things that are not of God. Stop coming into agreement with things that's going to separate you from God. Stop coming into agreement with things that don't show Jesus in you. All right. Let's make sure we get that together. Well, we spoke with our girlfriend Vivian, and she gave us her socially conscious segment, and our wild story of the week. 1 year, 2 months, and 5 days at that time in, and 2 years, 9 months, and 25 days out is President Trump. I mean, providing that he's still living, right? And what has he done? Well, all of his cohorts do not agree with what he's been doing, and they are not happy. So I would really love to talk to them now and ask, when you were being told that this was not real or he shouldn't be the one in office, what did you come into agreement with? Now, are you happy with what you've come into agreement with? Well, unfortunately, they have become very, 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 very disenchanted. So, what you gonna do? You didn't cast that vote. We're gonna have to ride this bad boy out right now, whether we happy or whether we sad. And this is why you need Jesus on your side, because he can get you through anything. All right. Well, I was out yesterday morning tending to my eyes, and we had our girl Shantice hosting the show, and I'm gonna tell you something, she did a fantastic job. So go back and listen. Go back and listen. Go back and watch. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you check her out. All righty. Well, thanks to all of our new subscribers. We could not do it without you. So please make sure you hang out with us. You keep those respectful comments coming in, because boy, have we gotten a season of just disrespect. So we're gonna trust that you trust God, and you are watching, and you are listening, and you are going to be obedient to the things of the Lord. So we're so grateful to have you, so happy to have you. So go ahead and get that healthy breakfast. We're about to get this party started. Go ahead and tell somebody, anybody, everybody that it's due time with Pastor Steph is on. And whatever you do, don't go anywhere, because we will be right back.
Christ's love isn't like everybody else's love. It's not like the world's love. The world's love loves you when you do things right or when you do things with them. But as soon as you make a mistake, they take that love away. But what I've experienced with the love of Christ is that it loves first. It loves through wrongdoing. It loves when you shouldn't be loved anymore. It's unconditional. And that's the love that I believe is going to change the world and has changed me.
Good morning, and good morning again. Welcome back to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph, and I am mad at you, Shantice. Yo, God was picking with me all night over that very, very thing. Like somebody got on my crazy nerve, and I was like, I can't be bothered. And look at what God just got finished saying. Yo, see why I say you got to hang out? Because you don't even know what you're going to get today. And here I am hosting the show, and she smashes me in my face. Or did you personally pick that one because you knew I was struggling with that thing? I don't know. Girl, I mean, can I tell you something? Exactly that. That's the confirmation. God told me pick up the phone and make that phone call. I was like, all night long he's been picking at me. So when you all twisted, God will untwist you. I mean, when you twist it like a pretzel, God will just straighten you out. And if you are in tune to what the Lord is saying, it's going to happen just like that. You're not going to fight God. And all night long, I've been hearing about God. I'm hearing from God all night long. And lo and behold, she goes and plays the PSA of the very thing. Yo. All right. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. If you're in the room, come on. You've got to say good morning. You know why? Because unless you check in, I don't know you're in the room, and I don't want anybody to be in this room and I don't get a chance to say good morning. We got a good morning from our King Terrence. Good morning, Terrence. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a check-in from our boy Serge. What's up, Serge? Thank you so much for joining us. Kitty girl, ain't heard from you on the back end all week. What's going on? How are you? But I know you're going to be on this line early in the morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Marisol, new name, new login. Thank you so much for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe. There's some great things going on over here and you don't want to miss it. Kayla, thank you, Kayla. We appreciate you for subscribing. Again, the more y'all subscribe, the more that y'all comment, the more that y'all share, it shifts the algorithm for A Closer Walk Christian Media Network, and we get pushed up the line. So what happens is when you log on, you see me. Yes, when you log on, you have an opportunity to pick me, and that's what happens with everybody else. The more you get the attention, the more, you know, you're gonna be moved through and up the ranks. So we want to make sure people get God's word. Okay, there we go. Somebody else canceled because they don't know how to behave. All right, let's say good morning to the ladies who hold it down each and every time you see us up here. If it weren't for them, there would be no us. Let's say good morning to our girl Shantice. Hey Shantice, thank you so much for joining us. And let's say good morning to our girl Anika. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure we're held down. Anika held it down on Wednesday when Shantice had to be up out of here. So they take care of me very, 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 very well. Miss Grace, if you're out there, good morning. I hope you're joining us. And if so, thank you for joining us. All right, y'all know what today is. It is Celebrity Day. And I love Fridays because I love talking about the celebrities. And let me tell you something, boy, it was loaded last night when I went to look for some celebrity news. And I can't, we always start with some trivia, some celebrity trivia, or something going on with the entertainment industry. Well, who are the top Black billionaires of 2026? The people that you see in your face every day. Let's see. Now, I may know these people, I may not know these people, but maybe you do and I don't. Maybe I do and you don't. But let's come on. Let's see who's on this list. Okay, already we twisted because I don't know this name. Aliko Dangote. Alrighty. Now, he's recognized as Africa's richest person. He's the CEO and founder of Dangote Group, which is the largest industrial conglomerate in West Africa with major interests in cement, sugar, flour, and oil refining. Didn't I say I may not know these people? His estimated net worth, $28.5 billion. Wow. All righty. Alexander Karp. All righty. I don't know who he is. Alexander Karp is the co-founder and CEO of Palantir Technologies, a major data mining and software company focused on AI and analytics for defense and intelligence agencies. All right, do your thing. His net worth is $13.4 billion. Hey, Tamika, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, David Stewart. Third name I do not recognize. All right, David Stewart is an entrepreneur and the founder chairman of Worldwide Technology, WWT. Okay, his net worth is $12.4 billion. Just give me a cool meal. I'll be all right. Abdul Samad Rabihu. All right, is a Nigerian industrialist, philanthropist, and the founders chairman of BUA Group, a major African conglomerate specializing in cement, sugar, food production, and infrastructure. And he's worth $11.2 billion. Robert E. Smith. Alrighty. He is an American billionaire, investor, philanthropist, and the founder of Vista Equity Partners, which is the leading private equity firm focused on software, data, and technology. Okay. His net worth is $10 billion. 1 million, y'all. I just want one. Just please give me one. That's it. All right. The next person, Mike Adenuga. Okay, he's a prominent Nigerian businessman known as the founder of Globacom, which is Nigeria's second largest telecom operator and corn oil producing. I don't know what that is, y'all. $6.5 billion. Finally, somebody I know. Michael Jordan. All right. So we know everybody want to be like Mike. Is a retired American basketball player and businessman. Post NBA career, he became a majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets and is one of the world's richest athletes. All right. He is worth $4.3 billion. Patrick Motsepe, South African billionaire, businessman, mining magnate, and the president of the Confederation of African Football since 2021. As the founder of African Rainbow Minerals, he is known as South America's largest Black billionaire. Okay. All righty. Oprah Winfrey is next on the list. She is an influential American media executive, talk show host, actress, producer, and philanthropist. She's best known for her 25-season syndicated talk show. She has also built a media empire, the OWN Network, and her estimated net worth is $3.2 billion. All righty. And Jay-Z. Well, I wish he would take any amount of money he got and get that head cut. Cut that stupid, nasty, ugly hair. I don't care how great you look in your suit. Take it and do something with it. Take your money and do something with it. Jay-Z is a legendary American rapper, songwriter, producer, and entrepreneur from Brooklyn. He is 25-time Grammy and Grammy winner and co-founder of Rockefeller Records, and built a multi-billion-dollar empire, making him one of the most influential cultural figures. His net worth is $2.8 billion. And he is officially last on the list. So most of them we didn't even know. Yeah, it's whack. All right, we got a couple more minutes, and I stumbled across another trivia list. So let's see what we got here. Now you know what? I got some good stuff to talk about. So let's go into the news. Yeah, I got some news stuff. All right, forget about that. All right, Teresa Randall, y'all. Now everybody knows Teresa Randall. Teresa Randall played Teresa on Bad Boys. She was in, what's that thing with Eddie Murphy? Chachi looks at this thing like crazy. The Eddie Murphy movie. She was, she also played in the biopic movie about Natalie Cole. She played Natalie Cole. And You'll know her face. You'll know her face. Well, they say that she was arrested earlier this week on suspicion of felony charge of corporal injury. So as TMZ is bringing it to the table, they talked about how she was booked on March 1 for injuring a spouse or a cohabitant. All right. And it appears she was released 2 days later. Now, this is an interesting thing. This seems to be a pattern for her to get into some nonsense and then get arrested and then get released. And you'll see why. They say the cops cited insufficient evidence as the reason why they let her go. Well, that's not the first time. As back in 24, she was booked on a felony assault with a deadly weapon, but they declined to file charges. Okay. Now they say that she's 61 years old and she was lastly involved in an incident but wasn't taken into custody until a couple days later. So they said that it's not clear whether the two shared the same living space. Well, then why are you calling it a cohabitant? That's what that is. You ain't walking outside in the street and you a cohabitant. All right. The alleged victim said that he and her got into some kind of an altercation. And when they went out there, that there was a suspicion of a deadly weapon. Now, her records show that she was detained on Monday, but was released on Wednesday. So it took them 2 days to arrest her. And then they released her 2 days later after arresting her. Wow. And they say the DA declined to move forward with the case. Now, what's up with that, y'all? Well, she was on Space Jam, Girl 6, Spawn, and she was in Malcolm X. So, y'all know the picture. I'm sure y'all know who she is now. All righty. What else are we talking about that's in the news about our celebrities? All right, y'all. I'm interested in this, and I'm wondering if y'all are interested in this. And I was like, you know what? I got to tell them about this. TLC, Salt and Pepper, and Vogue. Boy, they are getting ready to hook up for the It's Iconic tour. And they say the legendary groups are joining forces, and they are celebrating their resilience and the legacy of each group. The tickets and VIP packages include meet and greet opportunities, and they go on sale starting that was yesterday, the 26th. So go ahead and get them tickets. So they are hitting a North American tour, and it kicks off August 15th in Franklin, Tennessee, and it's going to travel across the U.S. and Canada. They're going to be hitting major cities like Chicago, Toronto, LA, Atlanta, before wrapping it up in October in Concord, California. So Atlanta fans, they say, can look forward to an electrifying performance on October 2nd at Chastain Park. All righty. So y'all know them tickets ain't gonna last. Because if you like Salt and Pepper or TLC or En Vogue, but definitely if you love all three, it is over. All right. Terrence says, I guess he's talking about Teresa Randall. She's going to sue. And he's excited. He says it's a cool event. Great job, ladies. Yep, yeah. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one because all of them have multiple hits. So you can't go wrong there unless somebody start cutting up. Then you can have your complaint. All righty. Let's see what else we're talking about here. Your Cosby boy is back in the news. They have now ordered him to pay $60 million in a civil verdict about that 1972, someone 1972 Shanti's sexual assault claim. Now, this Donna Matzinger, she was awarded nearly $60 million in damages because of this 5 decades old accusation. And Bill Cosby is still saying, I didn't do it. Now, they say, according to her, she's charging him with accusing him of sexual battery. She says that he was, coming into the restaurant where she was a server, and back in 1972, and she was working there, and I guess he asked her out on a couple of dates, and she says while she was with him at one point, so she said he invited her to attend one of his stand-up shows at the theater out in San Francisco. Like I said, she had, gone out with him a couple of times. She says that the two rode in a limousine to the Circle Star Theater, and he gave her a glass of wine, and shortly after drinking it, she began to feel sick. Now remember, that's what everybody was accusing him of, kind of lacing their drinks. Well, she said that she thinks it was an aspirin which she took. The next thing she knew, she was going in and out of consciousness while 2 men attending to him were putting her in the limousine with Mr. Cosby. So when she woke up at her home, undressed, wearing only her underwear. She knew she had been drugged and raped. And what you going to do after that? If you're smart, you're going to scream out. So I don't know. See, I didn't follow his stories. I didn't really follow his stories. So I don't know if this is one of the women who never said anything. Lord have mercy. I just don't get this. They make these claims that these people were powerful and they were afraid, and I just don't know. And I'm putting it like that. I just don't know if I just wouldn't say anything. You raped me. Now, we do have the movies and the TV shows where they take your ID and they hold it up to you and they say, remember, I know where you live. But I don't know if she just claimed during that time that she didn't say anything because, she was afraid, or I don't know. Well, we know he was convicted in 2018 of 3 felony counts of aggravated indecent assault. And in 2001, it was overturned because they say he was denied protection against self-incrimination. And in 2023, several women in Nevada accused him of sexual assault, and those cases remain pending. So you didn't just been smashed for this one at $60 million. They're going to take you broke, brother. They're going after your money for real. They are really, really, really not going to pay you no mind. And they wiping you out. Wiping you clean. All righty. So yes, to answer your question, Shantice. Oh, Ketty says, I like both groups. There are three groups going on tour. And Ketty says, I don't know them either, Pastor Steph. I don't know them people. All right. And Shantice is saying, so she took the pill that he gave her, yeah. So she's saying when she fell sick, he gave her what she thought was an aspirin. And Tara says she wanted Jell-O. Okay. Ketty, why did she wait so long to say anything? They awarded her that much money, yeah. And after 50 years, she got close to $60 million. Whoa. Ketty says, I don't know, either Pastor Steph. Yeah, I guess why they don't say anything. And Terrence says, you rate me, I'm telling right away, not years or decades later. So I just don't understand that psyche of not holding these people accountable, or, if you're going to sue, then sue. I mean, I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying, why are we, first of all, I'm going to be honest. What do people remember after 4-5 years? Especially if you've been drinking and all kinds of things. And look at all of that's taken place in 50 years. Now, some might say that no matter what, you ain't forgetting those details. And you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe, because I remember things when I was like very young, but there are some details you do forget. You do not remember everything like it was like 5 minutes ago. Stop. Something is lost in that story. You don't remember everything. Not when you went to the kitchen, can't remember why you went in the kitchen and yet start all over again. So no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Oh, my buddy's in the room. I'm dying to hear what he has to say about this story. All righty. What else are we talking about this morning in the news for the celebrities? All righty. Well. 50 cents is now bringing some $100 million venue to Times Square. Now, he is putting together what they call PH Live, and that's Planet Hollywood Live. It's going to be in Midtown Manhattan. And it says it will allow fans to party with some of their A-list celebrities while catching surprise performances all in one night. They say it's not your average nightclub spot. It's designed to be a full-blown celebrity magnet, hosting everything from pop-up concerts and movie premieres to high-end private parties and major cultural events. They say it's going to be loaded with the state-of-the-art LED tech that can completely transform the venue depending on the event. They say they're going to be surprise performances, live sports watch parties, album launches, and over-the-top birthday celebrations that feel more like exclusive Vegas shows. Now, they say they don't know which A-list celebrities will actually partake in this new venture, but they're looking forward to this being like one of the biggest hot spots. Now, I don't know about y'all. Why? When I tell you, talk about a magnet, listen to what they're saying. They're saying surprise performances, live sports watch parties, album launches, and over-the-top birthday celebrations that feel more like exclusive Vegas shows. Okay, this gonna be another Diddy. Now, some might say that no, because of 50 Cent's, the way he talks and the way he been smashing Diddy. But nah, I am not sold on the fact there ain't gonna be a whole lot of nonsense going on in this place. Yep, they're gonna have some accusations. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. You about to put $100 million into one big fat mess. I'm sorry, I'm not believing. Shanti said, I hope they're gonna have A-list security. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a mess, y'all. This is gonna be a mess. Remember, Pastor Steph said it first. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of confidence. All righty, down to some regular news. I don't know if I want to talk about that one. That was kind of depressing. Oh, I gotta talk about this one. Oh, so you have 8-year-old Nicholas Gray, who died after choking in school. So the long or the short of it is, little 8-year-old Nicholas was in school and he was snacking, and he ate a grape and choked on it. Now, they say school staff, teachers, a nurse, and a campus police officer responded immediately and called 911. They even tried to clear his airway with a device they used, but the grape could not be dislodged. He was transported to the hospital where he died. And this thing just killed my heart. I saw this the other day. And, they are really taking some time to mourn his death. And I was like, can you imagine the kids? Because the kids alerted the adults that he was choking. And here's the thing. It's funny because I made the announcement the other day about our upcoming conference, Breaking the Yoke Women's Conference. And one of the things, I talked about was, we're going to have, it's my vision to have tent city, all kinds of different services. And one of the services that had been nagging at me earlier the day I read this story was, I was like, we got to teach our kids the Heimlich maneuver and CPR. I got to get somebody there who's going to teach our kids the Heimlich maneuver and CPR. And lo and behold, I come across this story and it broke my heart. It literally broke my heart. And I was like, oh my God, can you imagine had these kids known the Heimlich maneuver or some level of CPR, the time it took, they did the right thing, but the time it took for them to alert somebody really could have already been helping him. Would it have made the difference? We don't know. But that's the problem. We don't know if it could have. But I'm telling you, all that morning, I was like, no, we got to get this done. I don't care how many tents we have. I got to get these kids trained because they have been known to save lives. Children have been known to save the lives of their grandparents, of sick parents. I mean, I've read several stories here on this due time about, somebody driving and they had to pull over and the kid called 911 and then they had to do certain things that they were being told, over the phone. So we've got to equip our kids. And, when it comes to choking, seconds matter. And they said they tried to even use a device to clear his airways and it didn't work. So I don't know. Y'all. This just broke my heart. Prayers up to this family. They have to be heartbroken. You send your kid to school, you tell them to watch out for the strangers and don't do this and don't do that. And lo and behold, he passes away from choking on a grape. Oh my God. So I don't know. All right, where's my Pastor Jeff? I got some stuff to talk about. Where's Pastor Jeff?
Hello?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Pastor Jeff?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, thank you. I am well. All right, Pastor Jeff. We got Cosby, who is being smashed at $60 million from the accuser Donna Metzinger, who claims that they were riding in the limousine. She started feeling sick. He gave her what she thought was an aspirin. And next thing she knew, she was in and out of consciousness. And when she looked up, like, two of his employees were actually putting her in a car. And when she woke up for good, she was at her house, naked, only wearing her underwear. And this case dates back to 1972. What do you think about this story, Pastor Jeff? Do you think she should have been paid the $60 million? Do you think that the statute of limitations should have already gone by? What's your thought?
Well, my thought is this. Bill Cosby slipped me one in 1966. And
I can't.
And that was the year I was born. And he slipped me one. And I want some money. You know what I'm saying? I need something. Because it's like, yo, how are they letting these people come that far?
Absolutely, Pastor Jeff. Absolutely.
See, I don't know if Bill did it or not, but
okay,
it's too many years, and you know what? I'm adamant against that because I've had some situations, not like that though. That I'm talking about, dealing with legal thing where people just said something, and you guilty, with no proof. And you can see in the jail system how many people are there. After 22 years, DNA evidence is finding them innocent. It makes me angry that it could be that many years and all of a sudden she getting $60 million. But listen, hey, I don't know what to say, but I don't think it's right. Now, if they have DNA evidence, if they got this, or she would have came, even a couple of years after the fact, I don't know. I got a problem with that.
Well, I actually happen to agree with you, Pastor Jeff. I really do, because, you're talking about 50 years later. And I don't know if this is her first time in these last, since everybody else started talking in 2018 that she, started talking. But, that's a long time to have somebody, held accountable for something that you have no real proof of, just on somebody's word. Now, as far as they're saying here in this article, there was no proof. They don't have DNA, that you had from back in the day, and now they're just testing it and things like that. Now, if you guilty, pay $1 million, pay $100 million, $1 million. I don't care what it is, pay. But I agree. This is quite so many years. This is half of a century that has gone by, and you're paying this money based on someone's word. And, maybe he did do it. Maybe he didn't. There's a whole lot of allegations about him behaving like this. So chances are he did do it. But I don't know if I want to, make a person pay like that when I have no evidence. Well, let's see what our brother Ainsley has got to say about this thing, Brother Jeff, Pastor Jeff. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? What up, Pastor
All
Jeff?
right,
Hey,
thanks.
Pastor
All right,
Jeff.
all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Thank you.
Good,
Thank you.
good. So, what do you think about this 60 mil after 50 years? That's almost like $1 million a year.
All right, Pastor Jeff. I'm like, did he slip me something too? Because I think something happened, man. Me and Jeff in the same boat, man. That Bill boy, he was something else back in the day. But I really think that it's really crazy. What I heard a little bit about this story, but I'm almost certain though. Really, I think this really stems from, of course, we all know he did a little time, but all of this stems from his testimony some years ago. It was supposed to have been what's the word? It's supposed to be sealed and not supposed to be used for anything else in that. The I forgot, I think what state it is, but they went against that and they using that testimony against him in criminal, and that is the basis for them to use this for the civil. So my thing is that once you make an agreement, say, all right, I'll testify as long as nothing else. I have immunity, immunity, and now and now you renege on it, and because of that, I'm dealing with this. I think it really further complicates everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you really, to me, when we have an agreement, we have an agreement. Period. And now because the state and the prosecutor didn't want to not honor it all of a sudden now. I think it's totally wrong. And I mean, there should be justice, beyond the regular statute, the statute of limitations and stuff. But at what point, though, okay? Because, I mean, like somebody say, you did this 50 years ago. How am I supposed to remember what I did? I can't remember what I did like 10 minutes ago. I'm remember what I did 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know how they can do that. And for so much money, man. And I don't know why Bill Cosby, he be like, how certain wealthy people, how is you can own nothing. So when something like this happened, you be like, listen, I ain't got no money.
Ainsley beat me up 30 years ago.
And you know what?
He was bullying me.
Well, I don't know if Ainsley got any money for you to want to make that claim, Pastor Jeff.
Listen,
I got beat up.
I'm claiming his future money.
Y'all don't know, Pastor Steph beat me up last week.
You know what? She did the same to me.
You too, man.
What?
Yeah.
We could do a class action suit right here. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no. Well, can I tell you something? All I got is a little disability. And
I'll take that. I'll take it.
If they give
that, that's all right.
I'm sure y'all are worth a whole lot more money than I am. Y'all be quite disappointed when all the chips fall. Oh my goodness. All righty. Let's see. Anika says she's getting 60 million off Cosby and they can't indict one person yet for the Epstein cases. Okay, don't
Right.
Indict.
All righty. And Serge says he should go by the name Bill Giver because they are collecting some money to pay their bill. Wow. Yeah. All righty. I want to know what y'all think about this 50 Cent investment. He's about to invest $100 million into this PH Live, Planet Hollywood Live. And they said that it's going to have the state of the art LED technology. They are going to have surprise performances, live sports watch parties, album launches, and over the top birthday celebrations that feel more like exclusive Vegas shows. My thought is trouble. What's your thought, Ames?
Are you gonna invest $100 million into this?
Yep,
It's really in Times Square.
in Times Square.
I think it's crazy. I'm down for an investment and stuff like that. Man, if you got that kind of money like that, be a guest. Because I think also too wasn't Jay-Z trying to put a casino down there too?
Yeah, but they said
That
no.
makes that.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, go for it, man. I guess you gotta be in it to win it, man. It's been a while since I've been around, Midtown, Times Square, and stuff like that. But ain't enough stuff down there as it is, So I say go for it then. He got it. Go for it, man. Let's see a black man do something down there.
All righty. What you say, Pastor Jeff?
100 million. You said Times Square. What's the purpose though?
PH Live, Planet Hollywood Live. They are going to have surprise performances. It's going to be like a high-end nightclub, and they're going to have live performances, surprise live performances. This is supposed to give the public an opportunity to mingle with A-list celebrities. And they're going to be doing surprise performances, live sports watch parties, album launches, and over-the-top birthday celebrations that feel more like exclusive Vegas shows. That's what we need in our Times Square.
Well, I don't know if we need it, but he gonna make some money. That's why they doing it. It's about the money. Hey, don't knock him. This is what society is calling for. Everybody want to get next to a famous person, and take pictures. So he capitalizing off all that. Good business move.
Man, I'm not knocking it. I'm deeming it trouble coming down the pipeline. I believe this is going to be some trouble.
That's
how
I'm
about
gonna
Diddy.
That's how I'm gonna get the 50. I'm gonna go to one of those things and I'm gonna say he touched me.
Yep. I'm serious. They're talking about all these people can be, elbow to elbow with A-list celebs. This gonna be a mess. I ain't knocking them. Go spend your money. You made it. You earned it. It ain't for me to tell you how to spend your money. I don't. Nightclub, that ain't my thing. No way. I wouldn't be going. But yeah, that's gonna be a mess in my opinion.
Anything like that, mother Times Square, that's prime real estate area right there. So the cost of space is really high there too. So
very expensive. Mm-hmm.
Expensive. So it's 100 million. It sounds like a lot of money. But I guess we talking to that area, he basically got like 2 apartments.
Yeah, I guess he do. Shati says there's been enough mingling with the celebrities. That's what I'm saying. Everybody who mingle with the public, they end up in trouble. That's my thought. All right, where's Pastor KL? Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
I'm not a gentleman.
I'm sorry. Good morning, Pastor Steph, and good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
I'm doing all right.
I'm about to
What
turn
up,
your
bro?
mic off. You all twisted this morning. Good morning,
It, it,
gentlemen.
it,
I said
it's
good morning, and you said good morning, gentlemen. I ain't gonna forget that one. Just
You
talk
know
about
what?
this A-list celebrity thing, rubbing
Wait, wait,
elbows.
wait, wait. Let me rewind. Good morning, beautiful young lady. How are you today? Good morning, beautiful. And y'all too,
You
fellas.
so, you so,
What
you
up, bro?
so
All
full
right.
of it. You didn't blow it. I didn't told him I'm close to 60. The young lady is too late. That was the 30
Good
year
morning.
ago
Good
conversation.
morning, old lady. Good morning, old lady.
There you go. That's me. Good morning. Oh my goodness. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. So, what you think about this 100 mil in Times Square to rub elbows with the celebrities and get all of your fanfare going on?
I think it's a ploy to make money. I heard you say there's gonna be surprise visitors. Every day you come, this is not the surprise day. They just getting money, man. Hoping that they gonna see somebody. It ain't today. Oh man, you just missed them yesterday. How much is it gonna cost to come on in here? To see the surprise people. No, they gonna get all that money from them tourists because Times Square is nothing but tourist people down there. It's a
Right.
ploy to make money. You know what I mean? It's a setup. There's not gonna be a surprise. There'll be a surprise once every. The surprise is you paid all this money for nothing. That's the surprise.
Okay. I'm gonna remember that. So when they start advertising about how well it's going, I want to see if they're gonna put that in the news. I'm gonna remember that because I wouldn't be surprised. They said surprise. So, like you said, that is not guaranteeing anything on any particular day or how often.
Right.
So I didn't think about it, but now that you say it, wow, that's something to make you go, But let's see what Brother Al has to say without the rap today. Good morning, Brother Al.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see you on the roll. You don't tell me when to rap and when not to rap. Huh? You don't do
It's
that.
my
You
show.
don't do these things. You don't
There
do
will
these
be no surprise rappings going on here.
I'll see you in court. I'm not going through this mess. Good morning. Good to see everybody. Hey, look,
What up, bro?
my job asked me to go pick up something from downtown. So I thought at first I was like, no. Then I was like, wait a minute. I go in super late. It's beautiful. I shall do it.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen.
One quick thing, Pastor Steph. I was listening in. I know you were saying about teaching the kids the CPR and stuff like that, and they will do it, but only teenagers, high schoolers. They won't do it to the young kids, but only high schoolers. But we got some kids in our school. We got a class where we're teaching them CPR. So,
okay.
And I'm gonna check out a person for you.
Mentioned it to her. What'd you say?
I'm gonna check out a person for you that I know that Mike can come
Please.
and teach. I'll check it out today.
Thank you.
If she's here today, I'll check it out. Got you. I got you.
Thank you. Vivian said that they said that the children can't apply as
Enough
much
pressure. Right. Mhm.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, look at all the knowledge our teachers have, our school staff has. Thank you very much, Brother Al.
Oh yeah.
For letting me know that. But that was just on my heart that whole day. I was like, we really got to get these kids, taught. We never know, and lo and behold, we end up with this incident. So thanks for giving me that piece of information and confirming what Vivian said. All righty. Yeah. So what do you think about this $100 million to rub elbows with your favorite A-list celebs, as well as all of the other stuff that's going to be offered here?
Well, I hope that he's prepared to have the armed guards as security, because that's going to be crazy, and then like you said, surprises. So, that's genius, basically, to say you were going to have surprise guests. So you don't know who's going to be there, so you don't want to miss it. You might have somebody be coming down there every day. And then you're going to have you're gonna have people like Pastor Jeff going down there to trip over the mic cord so he can get paid. And I'm gonna be right next to him. So it's definitely people get so into the money. It is a money making thing, but also I don't think he's looking at all that stuff. With people who are looking to make money. Well, let me go down there and just like I think it was one time, it was Cardi B was at a concert or something, and she said something about throw water or something, and the girl took it the wrong way and threw water at her on stage.
She got mad. Yeah,
right. She threw the mic and hit the girl, and now the girl sued her. So you looking at people who said, "Man, I'm gonna make me some money too."
Yep.
So I hope he got the armed guards around, because that's like you said. I really think that's gonna be a mess as well.
Shanti says agreement. She's in agreement with you, but she says, I hope they're gonna have an A-list security. Yeah, she's just like, she's thinking like you are, Pastor Jeff. Tamika says, with all of the fanfare surrounding 50 Cent, I'm not buying into it. Wow. Okay. Terrence says, it's good seeing all my brothers at once.
Oh yeah.
Wow. It's a lot of responsibility, Terrence. You might be excited, but I'm like, all right, everybody on here at the same time. This is one of my favorite days, actually. I have a lot of fun on Fridays. And Terrence says, I don't think a lot of things bad would happen with the 50 thing. People. Bang.
Like Ralph Crandon said, I got people to the left of me, I got people to the right of me. I got people in front of me, I got people in back of me. Equals problems.
Yep. I don't care who's in charge. Like I said, we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. And the first person I'm calling is Terrence if something goes wrong. Terrence, remember what you said? Yeah, I really don't think this is good chemistry.
And too, Pastor Steph, too. So especially if he has the rappers out there. This person got a beef with this person, and this person got a beef with this person. Oh, he gonna be in Times Square. We gonna go see him.
Yeah,
but they don't even.
What?
Yeah,
Brother Al, 50 always got some stuff stirred.
Yeah,
and that's why I agree with you. She said, I'm not buying it. With all his, he's into something right now. He's in the middle of something right now. And so my thing is, right.
50 is very petty, man. Very petty.
And I do not want to be anywhere in that environment with him. Because he is not, he's going to be stirring up the pot and going to be feigning innocence, and he didn't know, and that's not what he put the club out here for. And nah.
Well, like Pastor K.O. said, that everybody from New York know Times Square, that's just straight up tourists. Real New Yorkers don't go to Times Square. Only go to Times Square to shop or do stuff. We go there maybe catch a Broadway show, but that ain't our hangout. You know what I'm saying? That's straight up tourists.
Yeah.
So
not only that, what he's going to do, he's going to pimp a lot of the new artists, to come in and perform.
Wow.
The up and coming on. Back in the days, we used to try to give somebody, one of our tapes so they can listen to. Now he's going to charge all these up and coming. He's going to charge these up and coming artists to come in and perform. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that's going to be. He's going to make money hand and fist. He's going to pimp somebody.
Okay. Wow, I didn't even think about that, Pastor KL. Good point.
Pimping ain't easy.
Yeah, he's gonna cause a lot of mess. All right, guys, thank you for indulging me on our news. I saw an article that I thought was really interesting, and I wanted to know your thought. So,
you don't like it.
See, you said poor Pastor Steph. She has it out for her. See, she knows. All right. So out in Georgia, boy, there's a problem. So everybody knows that now there's this no abortion rule, and they have 31-year-old Alexa Moore, who was arrested on March 4th, a little over 2 months after she came to Southwest Georgia emergency room with abdominal pain on December 30th. Now, according to the police reports, she was pregnant and had taken an abortion pill after the 6 weeks period that the state allows for pregnancies to be terminated. So their no abortion rule applies to anyone who wants to terminate a pregnancy over 6 weeks. Well, I just want you all to know that you really don't find out if you're pregnant until 6 weeks. By the time most women find out that they're pregnant, by the time you miss your first cycle, you're already out there at about 6 weeks. So catch-22 situation. So what happened was here's what she did. So she's an Army vet. She took this a pregnancy pill, abortion pill rather, and then she took some unprescribed oxy from a family member. She ended up going to the hospital, but she had delivered a premature fetus with a beating heart that was struggling to breathe, which died an hour later. So they say that she was arrested because a human being who's born alive and survived for 1 hour is like murder. So she's being charged for that. So now they're struggling. They have this battle here because they're saying that mom and family are saying that she has PTSD, and that's what she was diagnosed with after her military discharge. She gets 100% disability benefits. She has 2 children and was grappling with the idea of having another child. Her mother said that she was adopted and she's endured a lot of hardship in her life, and that got compounded when she joined the military. And she's a good person, she's a good daughter, and she's a decent person who's caught up in her circumstances. Oh boy. Now the security guard ratted her out. I don't know how he got involved, but
a security guard.
Yeah, they talked about in the article. I was trying to find it as I was going through. They were talking about a security guard that somehow or another got involved while she was at the hospital. And I'll see it as you guys are talking. But I'm going to start with you. Brother Al.
Man, that is just, whew. I'm just thinking, first of all, there's no parent gonna say that their child was a bad kid. so that's
right.
Number one. And the thing is, why? Man, I'm listening to what the mom is saying. So I'm wondering, okay, mom, you know all this. Did you not try to get her help? Did you not try to get her help, to get her some counseling or to get her right? Because again, regardless of all of that, you still murder somebody. Regardless, that's what the law said, that if a child or a person lived for an hour, and you did try to kill the child by taking an abortion pill. So regardless out of all of that, you still did murder. And it's sad that it got to come down to this point to say, oh, well, she was dealing with this and she was dealing with that. Okay, what about the prevention? Why didn't nobody get her help? And I can imagine the pressure on her. Not even talking about the military, but just Okay, your kids don't even want you to have another kid. You know, so and just the pressure. So you know, it's a very sad case. But again, murder is murder.
Okay. Here's the security guard. They say that a security guard at the hospital alerted local police to investigate her after the emergency room staff discovered she had attempted an abortion. Do your job. All right, Pastor Jeff, what you got?
We got cut off, so you got to give me the story.
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna circle back around. I'm gonna circle back around to you, and then maybe you could pick up some pieces and whatever else. Then I'll just fill in the blanks. Okay. All right. Pastor KL, what say you?
I say this is a thing. I say that you're in the military and no one's seen any signs of you having issues, no problems of depression. You know, you're. I'm about to put you on the front line to cover me, and no one sees that you got issues. You know, I mean,
the whole time, Pastor KL, she was not discharged early. It wasn't until after she served her time and was discharged.
Right. So here, I'm going to be in a foxhole with this crazy woman who has issues, and no one saw the signs. You know, I blame the military too. You know, this is the person who you putting on the front line to fight for all of us. You know, let's forget about the baby at this point. You know, there was the potential that I would have died. You know what I mean? You wasn't covering me. You took a pill for me to kill me, and no one saw that. Yeah, I think a lot of people dropped the ball on this one.
All right. Come on, Brother Ainsley, what you got?
If I'm understanding this correctly, she's facing charges because a security guard want to be a snitch.
Right. That's mind your business.
You know, so I mean, when you go to the hospital, there are certain things, you know, protocol that your health information is private.
Right.
And the only person involved in, you know, the medical staff. Security is not medical staff. I'm sorry, I didn't know. You know, making sure somebody don't cut a line, watching the door means you involved all into my medical history while I'm there and stuff like that. You know, so my bigger issue is that, you know, I don't know how they're gonna sustain that prosecution, being that, you know, a snitch, man. Right. You know. So I think civilly she got a good action against the hospital. You know, but it's crazy, you know. It's sad. It's a lot to the story though. Because you know a lot of people who do they I know where was she deployed in the military? What was she doing? You know, a lot of times people, they come back, they're not the same coming back as they went. You know, what she's seeing, what she was had been witness to, that might have affected her mental state. You know, again, also we said 6 weeks, like you said, one might not know until 6 weeks. I mean, like, who determined that? I'm like, why is it 6 weeks? Why is that 8 weeks or stuff like that?
Because they haven't. I'm going to answer that because they're saying that after the 6 week period, the child it's a child.
Okay.
It's not the fetus. It's not an embryo. It's a child. It has a beating heart. It, you know, so they're considering it a person at that point. So
okay.
That's why. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Okay, that makes sense. I can see that. You know, and you know, I wasn't aware of that 6 weeks kind of thing. I know things like that vary from state to state.
Right.
You know, and I guess it's something, if you really want to do, this is not thinking. You go do that in a state that allows it.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. Well, Pastor Jeff, so pretty much what's happened is there was a woman who went to an emergency room and she had taken a birth control, an abortion pill after the 6-week period. So you're only supposed to take this pill before 6 weeks. You're not supposed to take the pill after 6 weeks for physical conditions, physical reasons, not because of a rule. And she got, not only did she take the abortion pill, but she took Oxy along with it, an unprescribed Oxy. And in certain states, taking a narcotic that was not prescribed to you is a crime. So now it really looks like she's trying to kill this baby. So when she went to the emergency room, she told them what had happened, and the security guard got a hold of it, and he called the cops and reported that she had come to the emergency room and she had tried to kill her baby. Well, I could see them throwing this out altogether, but in any event, so now they have arrested her because they said that she broke the law and tried to abort a child after the 6-week benchmark. And so now she's sitting in jail waiting to go to a hearing. So what I did say to the guys, I said, well, for a woman, generally when she misses her first cycle, by the time you get to the doctor, take that test or whatever, even if you buy your little home pregnancy test, most times women have already reached the 6 weeks. So once you find out, you already didn't cross the line of allowable time to abort this baby. So everybody's weighing in. What's your thought?
What state was this?
Georgia.
Okay. Well, you're right about that 6-week thing. Most abortions back in the days that I paid for, it was after 6 weeks.
Murder.
No, I know. Listen, I was
Brother Jeff,
I
boy.
was
You
a
never
low-down
amaze
sinner.
us. Stop amazes
I
us,
was
man.
I was a low down sinner, and I know it. And even to this day, I feel bad about those decisions back then. A lot of those women, some of them are my Facebook friends, and every once in a while they want to send, or you know what you made me do? I didn't make them do nothing now. But that's what they put on me now, and I do feel guilty, but because I believe, it is life. So you couldn't get me to pay for one now, but I ain't gonna be running around making no babies with nobody, and I gotta pay for one now. I'm staying faithful to the wife. I ain't trying to make no babies out there. But my point, that situation right there, is kind of hypocritical, because you want to lock the woman up when, I done seen people have abortions and they were 6 months pregnant. Now nobody I was with, but my boy, two of the babies, abortions he paid for, them girls was already 6 months, stomachs out the here,
Wow.
That's
So
crazy.
I just think it's hypocritical, locking her up behind that, because you gotta lock everybody up.
Wow. Shati said she could have been given the help, but could have responded like others who don't accept the help. We don't know anyone really tried. We don't know if anyone really tried to help her. So the bigger question is, so mom is saying, don't press charges against her because she is suffering from PTSD that she actually was diagnosed with by the military after she was discharged. She gets 100% disability now. So let me tell you something. You get 100% disability, or you better
That's right.
believe they believe something wrong with you. Because they are infamous for giving 2%, 10%. If they went all the way out like that, then they determined that something was really wrong with her. Now my question arrives at, to you guys, should it matter? His mom is pressing, please don't PTSD. She was adopted. She had a hard life. And now she went to the military, and that made things even worse. Now, please don't charge it against her. Brother Al, should they hold that into consideration?
Yeah, I think they should. But again, for me, murder is murder. I mean, I understand everything and all that, but still, I know some feel that the security guard snitched. I mean, I always say, put yourself in that predicament. You see somebody trying to kill off a baby, you just gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna turn my back," So, murder is murder to me. I just think differently. I think they should put it in consideration, but yes, she should be charged.
So let me help you understand something, Brother Al. Like Ainsley brought up, there's HIPAA laws. So regardless of what he personally felt, it was against the law. That's what I'm saying. I can see this being thrown out altogether. It was literally against the law for you to purge your conscience. And because I'm going to tell you something, I guarantee you, when he got that job, he had to sign that whatever he saw, he could not speak about. I guarantee you. Because you got a whole lot of things coming up there in the emergency room. You are now disclosing someone's personal health issue. And now, because listen, again, whether he should have felt bad about it or felt that she shouldn't have done it, that's something completely separate. But you signed that you would not see, that you would see and not say when it comes to someone's health. That was not for you to say.
I get
so,
it. I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, trust me, he had to have signed. Because when you take on certain jobs and they feel like personal or private issues might be divulged accidentally, you might be exposed to something, that HIPAA law is tight. It's tight, and you are not supposed to talk. When you have a lawsuit, there's a paper you have to sign that says, I give permission for them to disclose my health records. Because even if your lawyer, either side, either the defense or the prosecutor, however you want to say it, the one who's taking your case, if they go to your hospital doctor and they can't give it to you, you have to sign to say, I want you to disclose that. Because what people don't know is both sides go after your medical records.
Right.
So
I see what you're saying, and I agree with some of that stuff to a certain degree, because they have that in the school as well. When a kid goes and talks to a counselor, the counselor can't tell the mother what that child say. And the reason I said I agree with to a certain degree, because just Monday, definitely before the show, I was going to ask you to pray for a young lady at my school. This young lady was having some problems. She went to the counselor, she talked. The counselor can't tell her mother what she said, this and that. And Monday, she tried to kill herself. She slit her wrist.
Wow.
So that's why I say, I agree with it to a certain thing, because maybe something could have saved this young lady.
Right. I mean, had mom known.
Right. If mom known, but thank God she didn't die. And I saw her yesterday. She came and she hugged me, and I felt so bad. And you talking about a kid that's in the 7th grade, not no high schooler. Is going through some things with the students, and she slit her wrist, and she just missed that big vein that would have just bled out. So that's why I say, I just think certain things, it should be like, okay, What if this young lady would have died? Now everybody walking around feeling bad, you know. So
Right.
I get what you're saying, though.
right.
Yes, beside the paper, I definitely get it.
Yeah, you shut your mouth. You don't purge your conscience by spilling somebody else's privacy. You didn't overstep your boundaries. All right, Pastor Jeff, what was the question? What was the question?
Ainsley
Well,
was
what's the
listening.
one-
Ainsley, what was the
Could
question,
the
Ainsley?
PTSD could the
Holding weight.
PTSD right? Should it even matter? And now they're saying, okay, you know what? We're going to consider all of that, and we're not going to charge her.
Well, my thing is, can they charge a mentally insane person for a crime? Right? They can't even face trial because they're mental. So
Right.
she's mental, and can you charge her? But since she is mental, you'll need to put her someplace, where folks are safe from her too.
Okay. Brother Ainsley.
Yeah, it's gonna carry some weight. That whole, PTSD. I mean, mentally, you're not altogether there, and it's certified. You're not altogether there, so it's got to play a part in it. It's almost a catch-22 though, because from my understanding, she said she took oxycodone, which is like a painkiller. So to me, she knows she's gonna go through some pain. I'm thinking the oxycodone is not so much to get rid of the child, but it's to numb the pain that she knows she's going to be feeling from doing what she was doing. So, it's a kind of catch-22, but it does to carry some weight of a mental state. And, and probably, again, here we go with this security guard, man. Now, I could see it if, if we might be at the same place, had the nurses and the doctors, I don't know if they're like obliged to, if they know that she did this after 6 weeks, to contact authorities. That's one thing.
Right.
But the security guard right outside, no, So, but I think the mental state is going to play a part in it, though. But I think what they do with the mental is, they put you in a mental, I'll say asylum, but stuff like that until you are mentally able to stand trial. So it's not going away. It's not just because you're going to do like say 10 years and mental say, I'm okay, I'm good now. No, them charges are still there, from my understanding.
Okay. Pastor KL, should the PTSD matter?
I got a couple of issues. First of all, my one issue with the security guard is, if you were not the potential baby daddy, what did it benefit you? I mean, what did it benefit you to tell? The child was already deceased. So what did you get out of it? You know what I'm saying? What was the purpose of you telling? If this wasn't if I'm the security guard and this is not my child, and I don't feel bad about losing my child, what did it benefit you? What did you get out of it? Now, Whatchcolor made a good point, Ainsley, when he talked about the oxy. So here you are, you diagnosed with being crazy, but you got enough sense to know what to take to keep you from hurting. So how crazy are you? You know what I mean? But you got 100% crazy, but I ain't that crazy. And then the other thing is, how young were the other children? So here you are, you killing a child. Did they take the other children? Because if you crazy, you have the potential of killing them too.
Okay, so for me, I think there's some things that's being gelled here that I personally would not gel. So they never said that she posed a threat to the other children. There was never anything that was said that she had some case pending. because she posed a threat or she did something to the other children. When I say gelling things together means I love Shantice and Shawnice, but do I want a third child? Now, I'm not going to go into whose negligence it was. She should have thought about it before, because we know we kind of know that.
Well, hold up, Steph. Wait, Steph. But then you just say, and before you was describing it, that the kids didn't want a third child. They didn't want another.
No, I never said that. That's why I didn't bother to correct that. But no, they didn't say that the kids didn't want. They said that she had 2 children already, and she was grappling with whether she wanted another child. That's why when somebody said that, I was like, well, where did they get that from? But I
thought you were saying the kids didn't want a sibling.
No. They were saying that when they were talking about the PTSD, the mother was saying about the daughter having this issue with the PTSD. They were saying that, all right, so she's already going through some, pressure in her life. Remember,
right.
This is what she's saying, she was adopted, blah, 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 blah. So she says she also has 2 children and was grappling with the idea of having another child. And that's what a friend had told.
Pastor Steph, let me ask you a question. So when you say that, in order to get 100%, I've never been in the military, they do a thorough investigation. And you said that a lot of times it's 2%, 10%, but it's hard to get 100%. So if the military does this thorough investigation and deems it that you get 100%, shouldn't the conclusion be that you're a threat to other people?
No. Your mind doesn't work like that. The mind doesn't work like that. You don't get, although you might be deemed mentally ill, that doesn't mean that you personally pose a threat to other people. That's why I was saying, I'm looking at the article and I'm saying, well, they never mentioned that she was a danger to anyone else, or she had a pending case with, something had happened. There was an incident with the other children. Right now, there's been no uproar in her life. Maybe she's on meds. So if you're on meds and you've been taking your meds, you ain't gonna be no problem, period, because you're going to be kind of stabilized. So they haven't mentioned anything. They haven't mentioned any occurrence. They couldn't cite any other thing that she had done. So that's what I'm saying. Her grappling with having another child, that doesn't mean she's going to kill or become a danger to the 2 existing children. Right now, she took an abortion pill to get rid of the baby that she was pregnant with. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to harm the 2 that she has already.
I agree with you. I had a member years ago that she sent her 8-year-old daughter to the park, and she slit her 1-year-old daughter's throat and killed her.
Oh my God!
So she decided, she didn't, wasn't going to harm the 8-year-old one, but she slit the 1-year-old one, So and it was like, wow, why'd you not kill both of them if you crazy like that? But found out that she killed the 1-year-old one because the 1-year-old one was born with, I guess, HIV, and she hated the father. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I know it's gonna be a father thing right there.
Oh yeah, I figured that too, Ace. I figured that too.
That issue right there.
Yeah, but when you look at it, you think about it, just looking at what Pastor Jeff just said, right? So you got 2 kids. She sent one to the park, and then she killed the other one. Would you trust her with your other kid? You don't know what she might do to the other one. You see what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. There was evidence that there was a potential for her to hurt the other child, but there has not been any indication. So you can't assume. That's what I said. I'm with you with that particular case. Yeah, that would set up our antennas to say, you know what, you hurt one child. We're going to take any child or children you have, because that means that they're in potential danger as well. But we're not saying wait for the danger, wait for it to happen. But again, they always say the mind is very complex. And that, I think Pastor Jeff's story is an indication that the mind is very complex. He had 2 kids, but now you're gonna separate the kids, and you got a reason to kill one, but you don't have a reason to kill the other. They your kids, regardless of how they got here, but in your brain, you've separated the 2 of them. So with the complexity of the brain, I don't believe that it should be gelled together.
Right, so
Because
it's
she
like,
killed the pretended baby.
yeah, so it's like, okay, oh, so I hate to say it like this, but say, she's certified crazy, but she's not so crazy to understand that, listen, I got 2, and these 2 right here is enough for me. I can't go with a 3rd one.
Right.
I ain't that crazy where I can realize I can't
Right.
have another one and deal with another rugrat running around here.
Right.
And stuff like that. So, like, I don't know how old the other 2 are, if they older. And
Sad.
it's like, listen, I'm not trying to go through that, that whole baby stage and that kind
Right.
of stuff. And so, you're right. So mentally, it's like, okay, yeah, you certified, but okay, but you can still think logically to a certain extent.
Right. There's some cognizance, and you actually brought up the other level of cognizant of something of, I'm getting ready to take this pill that they done said I should only be taking before 6 weeks. So I'm anticipating there's going to be some issue with the pain. So I'm going to try to, already deal with the pain before the pain comes. So there's some logical thinking here, because that would make sense. You're going to get into some painful area. We have some comments here, and I wanted to read them.
What about the baby father? He's nuts too for messing with her.
Yeah, and it could have been somebody right from the military. You never even know.
Those crazy ones be the best ones, man.
I cannot handle y'all.
Pastor Steph, Pastor Steph, I know you got me to talk about Pastor Steph. What you have to do, right? Yeah, I know you always looking for stories and stuff. Pastor Jeff is a walking storybook. You need to sit down and talk to him and use all his stories for our because Pastor Jeff got a million stories.
Oh my God. I agree.
I done lived life, I guess.
I agree.
Definitely, well, live it to the fullest.
I always say,
we don't drink you sometimes.
Yes. He says, listen, they say in the street, they say there's a million stories in the naked city, and Jeff has every million of them stories. He has left nothing on the table untapped at all. I love talking to Pastor Jeff because you can just kind of bask in the
I think the
stories.
rest of them got the stories too. They just don't tell them.
Yeah, we got stories. Yeah, we got stories.
Every time I see Pastor Jeff on, I'm in there popping popcorn. Get ready for
All right, let's get to these comments. What's his name? Tarrant says, haha, laugh out loud. The ones he paid for, talking about you, Pastor Jeff. Let me see. Let me go up here. Tarrant says he thought he was a superhero. You are just security. Shanti says, I was thinking the same thing, Pastor KL, but just because I want to slap you doesn't mean I want to go on and slap on a person spree. How are we getting there? So, this is some complex situation here, and my prayer is that it's handled properly. If she is a danger to her other children, then definitely remove them from her care. We don't want them under, any danger. Well, she in jail right now, so, but the PTSD, that's something that that's a real touchy subject. It is time for us to sign up out of here. I am so happy I had all the Due Time men here today. Thank you, Brother Al, for accepting that assignment.
Yeah, bro.
Have a wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for taking us into a thought-provoking weekend, and we pray you have a blessed day.
All right.
Take care. Enjoy the weekend.
Don't forget to pray for our little student, Brittany.
Okay. All righty. All righty. I will. Definitely will keep her lifted in prayer. Oh boy. So we've had 1 week here on It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. So much to think about, so much to talk about. I want to go back to the tip, because I feel like that's taking us here today, and it addresses today. Stop coming to agreement with. So we have a situation here where a woman who feels like she doesn't want another child. She has 2 already. Now, we're not going to go into the PTSD. We're just going to talk about just that plain concern, that general concern. So she has 2 children. And it's like, yo, I don't want a third. Now, we could easily say, why didn't you prevent it? And maybe she didn't. Maybe she did, because, again, not all birth control is 100%. So we don't know the case, but you didn't, and now you're here. And you now have to kind of slide underneath the radar of the rules that should not even be in place. I'm surprised that they don't have a list of this occurrence going on with people, because we kind of talked about that here. You know, now that they reversed Roe versus Wade, what are women or men, and I'll tell you that, I'll say that in a minute, what are they going to be attempting in order to not have these children actually reach birth? We've seen some men give their women like bleach and all kinds of toxic liquid to kill the baby. We've had some men throw the baby in front of the truck. We've had crazy stories here from the male side alone. And the woman, who knows? Who knows what she's doing, how she's handling, or what she's thinking about doing in order to get out of this pregnancy. And you've now walked yourself as a state into this. As the government has reversed everything, every state kind of, I kind of said this, I think it was the day before yesterday, that, the government may have their rules, but the state can, at times, overrule feds. The city at times can overrule the state, and even municipalities or counties can sometimes overrule the city. And it's just really based on what it is and the writing of the law. So in other words, there are certain laws that are written in place that the government has ruled here, but the other levels can now, kind of maneuver within a certain parameter. We should have known Georgia was going to be sitting at the top of this list. And sure enough, so said, so done. As a mother of 3, and I have gaps between my children. I have 5-year gap between the first 2, and I have an 8-year gap between the second 2. And there were times where I say, oh, Lord, because me and my sister, barely a year apart, when my mother was shuffling, everybody just went to shuffling. She ain't had to worry about who was coming back down the line and who was going to be next, because we were right there together and we did everything together. Everything moved, in sync. When you have children with big gaps, you're kind of hurdling through. Now that I got this one, she's off to high school. This one I'm trying to get in junior high school. By the time the youngest one came, they were 8 years apart, and I had kind of gotten through a certain hurdle, or over a certain hurdle, with the middle one. So there's a lot to think about when it comes to starting all over again. I have recently heard about, someone was told someone she just sent her child off to college. Now she's pregnant. Child, just blow my brains out. And she's not old. She had her first child very young. He was young. She was young when she had him. So now she's married, and now they want to have a family. She married a man who has no children. So now they talk. And sure enough, they're married, and now she's pregnant with the first child. I don't know if there's plans for more, but let me tell you something. That's some mental stuff going on there. Because you're starting all over again ain't that easy. I can't even tell you the first two, although there's 5 years, they are a lot closer in behavior, thought, life than that bottom one. That bottom one came here as a Gen Z, and child, does she act different. There would be just lingo. She just talk to us, and the four of us would be standing there, and the three of us would be looking at one another, and I'm looking around because the two older ones, they're looking at one another like, what in the world? And they would turn and they would look, and they would just bust out laughing. Now, as far as she's concerned, she's talking some serious stuff, deep stuff, making sense. But now we got to decipher what she's talking about. Now that she's a little older and she's an adult, it's kind of, but still she's different than the other two. So let me tell you something. This is something to think about. It's something to think about. Now, I'm not saying whether she should have or whether she shouldn't have, but what I do say is it always needed to it always should have remained pro-choice. Because we don't know, and that's what we talked about here when this thing got flipped. We don't know every individual circumstance. So now here's what you've done. What happens when that woman is raped? Outside of this parameter, outside of this story's parameter, what happens when this woman is raped? And like I said, most times by the time you find out that you're pregnant, you're already 6 weeks. So now she's found out that she's pregnant. Now they say, go take the morning after pill, because there's a pill that you can take that, right after, if you think you're pregnant, right after sex, you can take it, and it's supposed to abort. But, let me tell you something. That damn, even taking an abortion pill, you're killing something inside of you. Now, I ain't even touching on whether it's a human or this or that. Forget that. You're killing something inside of you. Chances are all of that is not going to be purged. Yes, there have been women who have had natural childbirth and they died from afterbirth being left in them. A normal process that's supposed to happen. So you have natural childbirth, and once the baby is expelled from your body, the afterbirth supposed to come on out, and it didn't. And it was toxic, and it killed the mother. So now they have this, they do have procedures when you have an abortion. Certain times they'll go in and they'll clean you out or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you something. These days and times with all of these quacky doctors or whatever, who's to say they're gonna get everything? Oops. So when you took away that option, you left a whole lot on the table, unfortunately. And God isn't a God of options. Now, he may not be happy with your your decisions, but he is an option God. He says, you don't have to take me, and I'm not going to force myself on you. But this is what happens when man is in control. Not a man, but man. Humankind is in control. Because they didn't leave room for something like this. Where she's mentally, kind of gone, and she might take some drastic measures to get this baby out of her. Not that she poses any danger to the ones that exist, but right now I want no more. And whether you were negligent or not, you do have the right to feel like you don't want no more. Now, if you don't want no more, then you need to protect yourself. But outside the point. So now you've forced these women into a situation like this, and now you're arresting them for kind of surviving, if you will. Real catchy situation. We as Christian people, we are not shielded from everything. We will have some issues that will hit us, same way unbelievers do. A lot of times we're making very unwise decisions and we caught behind the 8 ball, whether it's this or what. Because let me tell you something, I know of several people from years ago who got married because they were going to church. The couple was going to church and they found they were, doing what they did. They got pregnant and they didn't want anybody to talk about them. So they got married. So people have always done things that, for survival, so whatever that part of survival is, that part of survival is. You follow what I'm saying? So for that, survival is, I don't want nobody to talk about me, scrutinize me, shame me, blah, blah, blah. So in order for me to survive, I got to do this. Survival is not always about life and death. So get God. That was the purpose of me saying that last statement about we're not going to be shielded. But when you are in the Lord, you don't make as many bad decisions. And you know what? If it's one bad decision that you don't make over the other side, then that might be that one that would just kind of save you from going through a large amount of turmoil. So, we're gonna, we have a lot of praying to do as people of God, because everything is not as cut and dry as we'd like to believe. And, prayer is the key. Giving your life to God is the key. So we can try to stay out of harm's way as much as possible. And, should the PTSD issue be a factor? Absolutely. It should be a factor because it indicates that she just may not be right. But why would I want her to bring another child here? Why would I want to do? Maybe the other two, what were, after was post the PTSD diagnosis. And maybe it wasn't. I don't know, because again, they don't say, but she's not that old to have like grown kids. So we do know that everybody's relatively young in regards to the children. Oh boy, we got stuff to pray about, y'all. We have stuff that we need to pray about. So let's make sure we go before the Lord and we surrender everything that we have so that we can, really give Jesus our life. And I always say, strengthen that relationship with the Lord, because even those of us who have accepted Christ as our personal Savior, sometimes we just accept Christ and we kind of parlay there. And as you can see, there is no parlay time. We've got to be in that grind. We've always got to be moving. We've always got to be working towards getting closer to God and getting closer to God, because the enemy is out here running rampant. You have your own flesh and spirit going to buck wild. So you're going to have to get something in control, and getting that spirit of the Lord is getting something under control. It's getting everything under control. It's calling that what was once external being, now it's a personal. We communicate person to person, being to being, and you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. Always understand that you can get closer to God. Always understand that we as humans have that potential of separating us from our relationship with God. Always putting a strain on that relationship. God's got it, but where are you? Always putting ourselves in a situation where we're feeling, oh, I can't, I can't because, I'm not good enough for God, or he doesn't want me with these level of mistakes, or, he don't want me because I'm too dirty. This is where we put ourselves all the time. And when we put ourselves in this situation, we only end up suffering. So, get yourself together. Get that relationship together with God, and then you don't have to worry about anything. As long as you stay by God's side, there's a whole lot less you have to worry about. All right? You've been watching It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. As you go through your day, be sure to set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. They will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off, and I want to thank my Due Time crew, the men, for always taking us into a thought-provoking weekend. Thank you for hanging out with us and helping us do what we do. Please do not forget, I'm going to post today on Coach for Christian Life Facebook page the link to get involved and get your shirt and plan to walk with us on July 25th of this year for our Breaking the Yoke Women's Conference Prayer and Awareness Walk. It is going to be dynamic. God has opened up so many doors in this 1 week. He's opened up so many doors. We have so many people attending, participating. We have several people have already started buying shirts, y'all. So get on board, because there will be a closing date for your shirts. And you don't want to be out there with no shirt on because you didn't realize at the last minute that you wanted to be a part of it. It's only $12. All right. Here in Jamaica, Queens, in the Jamaica, Queens area, God is breaking down some walls for us. So your prayer and awareness walk is going to matter. We have 17 awareness options. I mean, I wish I had opened it up because I didn't, but off the top of my head, we have abstinence, and that's Shantice's focus, and she's very candid about that. So if you want to join Shantice and the abstinence awareness, we have cardiovascular heart health, we have autoimmune diseases, we have autism. I can't think of how they termed that one. That was a little complex, but we do have autism. We do have let's see, what else? We have stalking. We have social media health. We have, oh my gosh, gun violence, suicide. The list goes on. I'm coming back next week armed. I'm just trying to go over it in my head. And that's 17 long things that we have to talk about. But we have obesity. We have diabetes. We have so many different social and health awarenesses that I don't think there's one we really have not covered. It probably can be merged with the one that we have there already. But you definitely want to come out, pray for the neighborhood. You know, they'll be, as they're marching, or I keep saying marching, but as they're walking, they'll be stopping periodically to pray right there in the neighborhood from multiple starting points. So imagine God being invited. Imagine holding hands and holding hearts on such a large scale. We are targeting 300 walkers, and we can do it. All you need to do is bring your family. All you need to do is tell a friend. All you need to do is talk to your coworkers about it. Everybody's got a social or health awareness that's close to their heart. I haven't quite picked anything, but we've even included vitiligo and fibromyalgia and lupus. You know, we've thought about, you know, God has given so many different awarenesses. We have elder care, if I didn't mention that already. You know, there's so many things that are close to our heart, and it should be no problem for you to read the list like, that mental health is on there. And I said, starting next week, I'm going to start announcing which awarenesses are getting the most traction. I'm going to start giving those in a preferential order. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, you know. So there's a lot of work to be done, and God's people have to just kind of get together and get it done. All right. So I'm looking forward to you, going online, Coach for Christian Life, on that Facebook page, and just clicking that link, ordering your shirts, and just preparing. And again, like I said, it's going to have to be shut down after a while because we cannot run church until the day of. So it's going to, definitely, get an early ending date so that everything else can be focused on, because it's a huge event. There's musical presentations, dance presentations, there's a fashion presentation. We're going to be for people who suffer from, let's say, a mastectomy or loss of hair from cancer. We're going to be addressing that, and they're going to be modeling different head coverings and different wardrobe that helps to, build a woman's confidence back. Or we also have insecurity as an awareness. So we're tapping into a lot. We're going to have, I want it to be tent city. Starting next week, I'm going to start adding in who's going to be out there. We're going to be doing, we're stepping out there on faith, and we're trusting God as he leads us. Let me tell you something. We're going to be doing some stuff that the churches do not get involved in. So right there, we're going to be doing rapid STD and HIV testing. You cannot keep telling people to go and check on their bodies and, keeping their bodies, ready for the Lord, and it's just the temple of the Lord, and say, okay, go do it. No, have it right there. They could go do it. They can see, they can hear. We're going to have dynamic speakers who are going to be speaking on these topics. We're going to have, people there, Christian people who actually do this for a living, who is going to be there to educate you on, listen, abstinence is the way to go. But here's what happens when you don't. Here's what could happen if you don't. So, we're not unmindful of the fact that people will, regardless of what God says in his word. We have to address both sides. We are going to be pushing the abstinence. Again, there's a big abstinence awareness. You're looking at the shirt right there. And listen, and look who's leading it. Does that sound like a slouch? So we're pushing abstinence, but we have to be, mindful that we're talking to a community of people who are not thinking about God, that won't think about God until later. The guys just got finished talking about it. We're going to have to stay on top of this thing. So also, you're going to get an opportunity to meet some of your Due Time crew members. Vivian and Shantice will be there. Pastor Jeff will be there. So, you're going to get an opportunity. And we're trying to get Pastor KL up here. Yeah, I think the more he hears about it, the more he's like, I want to be there. Yeah, because he's Ainsley. Hopefully, I'll get Ainsley up here, our brother Ainsley. Brother Ainsley and I go back a long way in projects, and he knows me. Whenever I do, I go big because God gives it to me big. So Ainsley's going to have his hands involved in that, in the whole event, itself. And so you get a chance to kind of mingle and see the Due Time crew. And we're going to have a lot of fun. I promise you. And all for a measly $12. You get your shirt and your flag for $12. So get your people together. Come on out. We're also I really want to put this out there. We are also looking for awareness captains. And what an awareness captain will do is they will lead that particular awareness. They will lead that walk from wherever that starting point is, and they will stop to pray periodically. You're going to be the one who's going to pray. If you're not confident about that praying thing, because some people like, I can't pray like that, Pastor Steph, then listen, we'll partner you with something. Oh my gosh, with someone. We'll partner you with someone. There's a couple of people who are being partnered, and come one, come all. We listen. The women's conference, everything is spearheaded by the woman. All the presentations are done by women, but it is for everybody. So bring your kids, because I told you I'm getting something out there for them kids. They bring your children, bring your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren, bring your walking shoes, bring everybody you know, come on. We need the captains. And if you are a prayer warrior, we definitely need you. We want to make sure we have those people who just can stir up from the Spirit of the Lord a prayer for these communities that we will be walking in. So the more we go on, I'm going to be talking about this thing. 300 walkers. Now, also, we are looking for sponsors. All of this stuff has got to be paid for. We have some wonderful sponsorship packages. Coach for Christian Life. Go on Facebook, pull up Coach for Christian Life, and you can get all of the information. If not, Shantice, before I go, please put that phone number in the chat room. We're going to keep that phone number running in the chat room, but know that at any given moment, you can always hit me up on Facebook. Most people are on Facebook, even if they don't go on regularly, because I don't but just go on Coach for Christian Life and DM me and let me know, Pastor Steph, I want to volunteer. Or Pastor Steph, I'm a seamstress. Or Pastor Steph, I do this. Or Pastor Steph, I'm a lawyer. Pastor Steph, I'm a doctor. I'm a nurse. Or Pastor Steph, I'm good with. I work at a place where we would love to put up a tent and service the people in the community. We need you. We need those funds. So if you have a business or an organization, we have one of the cheapest sponsorship packages that you will come across. I promise you, you ain't getting no cheaper than this, and it is coming with some good stuff behind it. So we're trusting that God will send us everyone who He has given me to reach out to. Once you hear the call, don't be afraid to answer, because yes, I'm talking to you. So even if you cannot be a sponsor, be a walker. You got $12. You done went to the store and you bought them chips, and my Mentos cost $1.25. So I'm already into the $12. Come on out. Now I can't walk. I ain't gonna lie. I can't walk. Everybody keeps asking me, well, where are you walking from? You shut up. I'll be doing the other part of it. Nope, they'll probably be pushing me around in a wheelchair in order for me to get around for the day. But you know what? God provide. I'll probably be laid up for the next week. I don't know if I'll be here that Monday. God spares, but trust me when I tell you, I will be on site, and I'm gonna have to have a lot of help, because again, I can't do it, but God has given it here. So I'm not worried about what I can physically do. We all know my physical limitations, but you don't have any physical limitations. You need to be there. Please come out and support, lend a hand. There is something you can do. Just like I said, if nothing else, just come out and walk. If you can't walk, like Pastor Steph, I would not go out if it were not what God gave me. Please donate the $12. Maybe we do want to invite those who are in drug rehab programs, those who are in halfway houses. We do have those here in Jamaica, Queens, and we want to invite them, but they don't have $12 because they're in a program. So you know what? If you buy one for yourself, then go ahead. $12. If you $12 right now in the month of March, and in $12, order another one. Or in 12 or next month in April, donate the $12. And when you donate, we'll be able to put a shirt on another person who does not have that money to pay for that shirt and flag. So give back to the community. There's so many ways God has opened up for you to get involved, and you don't want to miss this opportunity to be a blessing. Now, I want to remind you before I close that the word of God says, that Jesus said, you did not feed me when I was hungry. You did not clothe me when I was naked. You didn't give me something to drink when I was thirsty. You didn't come visit me in prison. And the people were like, wait a minute. We didn't know that you needed those things. And he said, I did it. But when you didn't do it for your fellow man, when you didn't do it for your brother, you didn't do it for me. So see, these little things that we do, it reaches much higher than what we ever can imagine. So please, if you took $12 a month, March, April, May, June, 4 March, April, May, June, 4 shirts that you wear one and you can put something on someone else. Encourage your people to buy and then donate. So like I said, $12, that's all it costs. Just come out. And can you imagine the rainbow of love? Because every awareness has a different color. Imagine the rainbow of love that's going to be displayed out there that day. Everyone holding hands and holding hearts, regardless of what your preferable awareness is. And right now, I think what's leading might be mental health. We have we have like a tie going on. We have mental health. We have the autism area, and we have the elder care. Yeah, those are all kind of equal at this moment. So again, we have gun violence out there. Someone is signed on for gun violence awareness, and I can't think of what else, but definitely those things are sitting at the top of the list. So regardless of what God puts on your heart to focus on, it might be something that you're experiencing. I was talking to someone who has vitiligo, and I was like, yo, we thought about that. That's in the autoimmune. If you have lupus, that's in there. If you have diabetes, it's there. High blood pressure, it's there. There's very little we have not covered. So, if you can't figure out what you want, just go with something maybe you might be experiencing. Your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your child, might be experiencing, and build on that. Okay. So as of next week, I'm going in. So I'm going to be giving you stats. I'm going to be giving you information. Who's going to be participating? As the walkers build, we'll start sharing that. But this is much larger than we initially designed. We've gotten even some local politicians involved, and that was a big blessing, huge blessing, because that now gave us access to some other things. So God is doing some big things. Yesterday, the emails were coming in, and I was like, yes, God. That's how you know you're doing it right. When God is just throwing out the blessings and then throwing out stuff that you didn't even see coming. So, we're on the right track here, and I'm relying on you to come in and give us a hand. All right. Make this thing a success. All right. Thank you so much. Well, until, let's say, Monday, I'm still in the planning phases of the conference. So we're going to kind of be at the immediate moment, a little scarce on the prayer, because we're praying all right. But once we are up and running, we're going to be up and running, because more people will be even hearing about this thing here. So get yourself ready. All right. So we're going to say until Monday, God spares. I love you.